Hitting the pause button, let's bring in my guest for this hour. Here to discuss, joining us now from Austin, Texas, criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. All right, Sam, your thoughts on this so far?
Well, it definitely takes you to the scene and you just are anticipating what's about to happen. It's almost like a movie scene from an old Vietnam movie. You're seeing these guys go through the woods and not knowing what they're going to encounter, if they're going to encounter anything, and also knowing that, you know, in watching this, you know what's going to happen, so you're just tense, waiting to see what's going to happen and how it happens. So it's very impactful for sure.
So this is a Miller hearing, if our viewers are just joining us. So basically, this hearing is very important, several days, and it's going to determine, because of the age of the offender who admitted to the crimes, now 18, was 15 when he killed 5 people, tried to kill 2 others, whether or not he should ever be considered for parole in his lifetime. It's a tough hill to climb for this defense team. We saw what happened to Ethan Crumbley.
For sure. I think the decision to plead guilty was probably his only chance to convince a judge to consider him eligible for parole at some point. His age is a huge factor, his age at the time of the offense. But again, judges are human beings too, so it is a tough mountain to climb here for the defense.
Do you think that it helps him in his change of plea just weeks before trial, and the statement within the briefing written by his defense attorney that he didn't want to put the community through more trauma by a lengthy trial on the matter? Do you think it helps him?
I think it helps some, but the judge is going to know that a lot of the victims are going to go through trauma anyway with just the sentencing hearing, but maybe it gives some of the victims or people associated with the victims some sense of a responsibility taken by him, and that could help him a little bit with the judge.
Do you think that this defendant, now admitted mass shooter and killer, do you think that he'll make a statement in elocution?
That's always a tough call to make as a defense lawyer, how to advise your client. But if it were me and he were reasonably remorseful and articulate, I would have him make a statement.
All right, Sam, you're going to be sticking with us all hour long. Coming up, more testimony in the sentencing hearing for Austin Thompson. Plus this, an update out of Ohio and our newest live trial, the deadly divorce murder trial. This is Court TV Live. Welcome back to Court TV Live. Before we head back to court there, let's bring in my guest for this hour. Here to discuss, we have criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. Sam, so, you know, we're talking about the difference between life behind bars without the possibility of parole, or possibly earning a right of parole if deemed, you know, able to later in life. But are we also talking about a change in facility? Will the judge also have to make that decision, whether or not he goes into what was once considered like a mental facility or a maximum security prison? Like, what does that look like for the range for this judge?
Well, I think typically the facilities administration makes those decisions after an initial intake and evaluation process. I think the defendant, being of age now, not 15 like he was at the time of the offense, will go in as an adult into the adult prison system, and the prison system policies and procedures will determine where he goes initially. Obviously, there's usually a diagnostic process and a place for that to take place. That usually takes several months, and then they are moved to they're more permanent housing within the prison system after that. Could be that over time he moves again to maybe a different type of unit after his initial few years is served.
So this is a sentencing hearing, ultimately, like the broader headline of it. Can the defense also call witnesses? Are you expecting them to?
I would think so. You might have some expert testimony regarding his age and how the brain develops at an early age, and how that's different than if this crime had been committed by a 30 or 40-year-old man. So I think expert testimony is likely. Maybe you'll hear from some relatives or family members I do expect the defense to put on some testimony, yes.
All right, Sam, thank you so much for your insight and legal analysis. Let's head back into court now.